What's up everybody, it's Sean here, back today to give you guys a review of the Air Jordan 1 High 85 in the neutral gray colorway. Definitely one of the most anticipated sneakers of 2021. These are set to drop tomorrow, February 10th, for a retail price of $200 US or $265 here in Canada. The official colorway for this shoe is white and neutral gray, and this marks the first retro release of the Air Jordan 1 neutral gray since they originally released back in the mid-80s. So unlike your typical Air Jordan 1 highs, this one is the 85 version, which we saw in the New Beginnings pack, as well as the reverse bread colorway as well. According to Nike, this is supposed to be more of an accurate representation of how the original Air Jordan 1s were done. So the shape of the shoe is different, the materials of the shoe are different as well. And if you guys want an in-depth comparison between the 85 version and the normal Jordan 1s that we get, I'll add a link down below to my reverse bread review, where I give you guys much more of an in-depth comparison and review. So these come in a red and black Air Jordan 1 box, and whereas the typical Jordan 1 box is done in black with red lettering, this one flips the script, giving us a red box with black lettering. Inside the box we have special paper which has a number 23, we have the Jumpman and the Air Jordan Wings logo, but unlike the reverse bread version, these ones don't come with a special dust bag, and they're not individually numbered as well either. So jumping straight into the shoe, these Jordan 1s are constructed using a smooth white leather. As we take a look at the toe box, here we have that signature perforated look, and surrounding the outer edge of the toe box, we have more of that smooth white leather. I gotta say, in comparison to your normal Air Jordan 1, this leather feels much thicker and stiffer in comparison. So I know when people think of a high quality Air Jordan 1, they often refer to things like the shattered backboards, for example, basically when they give us very soft, very tumbled leather. You're not going to get that type of leather with this pair though, but just because it's not a very soft tumbled leather, it doesn't mean that the quality of this leather is bad. In fact, the original Air Jordan 1 from 85, they came with a smooth leather instead of a tumbled leather, and this pair tries to mimic that look and feel. Moving downwards, we have more of that smooth white leather covering the eyelets of the sneaker, as well as beneath this on the mid panel. And then stitched on top of this, we have a suede swoosh, which is done in this neutral gray color, and the swoosh wraps around the back onto the back heel. On the lateral side of the ankle collar area, here we have the Air Jordan Wings logo, but unlike your normal Jordan 1 where it's debossed into the leather, here the Wings logo is embossed, and the Wings logo is then painted on the raised areas. And then surrounding the top portion of the ankle collar area, we have more of that neutral gray suede, and then the rest of the back heel is covered in smooth white leather. For the laces, these come with a flat white colored lace, but they also give us a secondary pair of gray laces as well if you want to give the shoe a little bit more contrast and pop. But for me, I like the look of the white laces. I think it just gives it much more of a cleaner look. Underneath this, we have this white nylon tongue, which almost has a bit of a bluish tint to it in certain lights. One thing I noticed is comparing the tongue to your normal Jordan 1, I feel like this tongue is a little bit taller, and the top of the tongue has this Nike Air tag, which is replicated to look like the original tags from 1985, and it's done in this gray finish. The inner collar of the shoe is lined in this gray colored material, and has a very squishy and very padded feel to it. Stamped on the inside, we have the size, and then these numbers, which I believe is a production date or something like that. And then the XC, I totally have no idea. So if anyone knows, let me know in the comment section down below. Moving on to the insoles, these come with a polyurethane insole, which is done in white. And then covering the heels, we have this retro inspired sticker, which adds to the whole 1985 experience of the shoe. And then if I take off the sticker, we have Nike Air stamped on the heel in this silver or gray color. Another thing I noticed, if you take out the insole, these Jordan 1s, unlike your normal Jordan 1s we see today, it's actually board lasted on the bottom. So this is to give you added torsional rigidity and midfoot support. And unfortunately, I can't confirm this because I don't own a pair of the original 1985 version, but I'm guessing the OGs were board lasted, so that's why these ones are also. The upper of these Jordan 1s sits atop a white colored midsole, and you'll notice that the pattern engraved on this rubber cup sole is much more aggressive than the Jordan 1s we see today. It's also a little bit thinner as well, and you'll notice that on the middle of the shoe, this midsole sort of rises up and curves up a little bit, unlike the Jordan 1s now, which are more flat across. Encapsulated within this midsole but not visible to the eye, we do have a Nike Air sole unit found underneath the heel. And then turning the shoe over to the bottom, here we have your outsole, which is entirely constructed out of this gray colored rubber. We have this circular pivot point on the forefoot, and it's finished off with Nike branding in the center of the outsole. Hanging off the shoe, they also give us this OG inspired paper hang tag as well. So we have the iconic image of Michael Jordan jumping on the outside, and then inside it opens up like a booklet with a detailed breakdown of the Jordan 1 and the tech found within it. So that breaks down the look and the construction of these neutral gray Air Jordan 1s. For those wondering how these fit, I feel like the sizing on these is a little bit tricky. So they do fit a little bit different from your normal Jordan 1s. So for most people, your standard Jordan 1 fits true to size. But in comparison, I feel like this 85 version one's a little bit longer, but it's also a little bit more snug and contained in the midfoot area of the shoe. So I got these in my true size 10, and while the length of the shoe is fine, it really felt like the shoe was hugging the sides of my feet around this area right here. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, it just fits a little bit more different. It's much more of a one-to-one fit on your feet. So if you're someone with wider feet, the sizing on these guys might be a bit tricky. Going half size up is probably going to be way too long from a length perspective, but on the other hand, sticking true to size might give you some issues around this area here. But for everyone else, I feel like sticking true to size is probably the best way to go. Next up, in terms of comfort, so overall these feel pretty much like all your other Jordan 1s. I gotta say the insole inside this pair is a little bit more plush and a little bit softer, but generally speaking it pretty much feels the same. You're gonna feel pretty flat to the ground, pretty stable, and there's not too much from a softness and step and comfort perspective. And the other thing I gotta add is this leather is pretty stiff straight out of the box, so unlike your normal Jordan 1s where they're typically a bit softer, these ones definitely need some break-in time. Finally, in terms of the quality and craftsmanship on this pair, like I said earlier, the leather is a little bit different than you're usually used to. It feels like it's much more of a thicker cut of leather and it's much more stiff and sturdy. And because of that, I feel like a lot of people will automatically say it's bad quality, but honestly, I think that it's pretty good. If you're looking for something that's very broken in and very soft, then you're not gonna like these. But I'd say all in all, it feels like a pretty well-made, pretty sturdy shoe. And if that's how the original Air Jordan 1s were, then I'm all for it. With all that being said, now let's lace up these neutral gray Air Jordan 1s and I'll show you guys how these look on feet. While the 85 cut does take a little bit getting used to, I do appreciate the fact that it does look closer to the OGs than what we've been getting. And this neutral gray color speaks for itself. Super wearable, super versatile, and it's long overdue that we finally got a retro. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of this Air Jordan 1 neutral gray. When these drop tomorrow, are you guys planning on picking these up? And if you guys take an L, is this a pair that you'd be willing to shell out the extra dollars for resale, or is it going to be a retail only pair for you? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me a follow on Instagram at esco8. Check out my Twitter account at sean.go and visit my website as well at seango.ca. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review and hopefully it helped you in some way. And until next time, I'll catch you guys all in my next video.